Hello and welcome to Getting Real with Andrew Cohen. We have a great show for you today. Today on the show, we have Nia Sioux is with us today. I'm very excited to have her on the show. She is a great talent. She starred as herself on Dance Moms for 6 years, for most of her life, actually, for like a lot of her life. So it's pretty incredible. And then currently, she stars on The Bold and the Beautiful as Emma, an intern with a fashion designer company. It was incredible having her. We had a great conversation, and I'm excited to have you guys listen to it. It's really good, and please share it with all your friends. Please enjoy. Here is me talking with Nia Sioux. Hey, Nia, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Great.
So, let's get started. So, let's talk about your upbringing. Where were you born?
I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I still live there right now. I just actually moved out to LA because I booked a job on The Bold and the Beautiful, the soap opera. So that's like me moving out to LA. It's so different from Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh is still very much my home. My brothers and my dad still live there. But yeah, it's still my home, and that's where I grew up.
Mm-hmm. And so what are sort of the differences, I guess, that you see between Pittsburgh and LA now that you've, I guess, been out there for a more significant time?
So Pittsburgh operates as so it operates like a big city, but it's really small. So
really?
So everyone you'll see a lot of people that you know out and about. But it definitely operates as like a big city. It's really cool. It's a really cute town, and I live right outside of Pittsburgh in the suburbs. But it's great. It's like a really short drive to the city, and it's a really pretty city once you go there. LA, I love it here. I love the weather because it snows in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it snows in Pittsburgh, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I could probably do without snow. But LA is wonderful. I have made so many friends out here. I definitely think there's more opportunities out here, especially for work, especially for me being in the performing arts.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, so let's talk about Bold and the Beautiful. So for I guess, how many years was it? Were you on Dance Moms? 6 or 7 years, I'm guessing?
Yes, I was on the show for, I think, about 7 years. I started whenever I was 9, and it just ended whenever I was 16. So I was on there for a long time, and I couldn't be more grateful for being on there and them taking a chance and choosing me. The show was definitely a great starting point. It really helped me get a lot of things, a lot of opportunities, and on the show, even though I was getting opportunities and everything, I wasn't always allowed to take them. So I'm really happy that it's finally I've it's run its course a little bit. I'm like, okay, it's time to move on, and it's definitely helped me get other jobs because it's given me the platform. I've made so many connections with people, and it's definitely just something that I'm very grateful for.
Mm-hmm. So, since you were on sort of a Dance Moms, sort of playing yourself for that amount of time, how was it sort of transitioning to playing an actual character? Did you have to go to acting school? Did you sort of had a process? Yeah.
Mhm. So since I was on reality, I was like, it's definitely different from scripted because it's there's no dialogue that you have to remember.
Yeah.
But we had to learn dances every single week, so that was like my job. And on Bold and the Beautiful, since you have to learn lines and everything, there's not dancing. I'm using a different part of my acting skills, not through dance, but with actual dialogue. And I would probably say that I worked really hard on my acting to get it to where it's at today. I would probably say like about 3 years in acting class before I got this job. So I was really strict on acting, making sure I went to my classes, really wanting to grow and learn more about how to improve my craft. And I'm very happy that I got a chance to do that because now I can use my skills on The Bold and the Beautiful.
And on Dance Moms, did you ever have to act? Were there times where I guess the people were like, okay, I know you're feeling this, but can you just crank that up like times 10? Like, would that ever happen? Or
I mean, I would probably say no. I mean, sometimes, depending on like the person, I know some people would come on the show and they would do anything to get ahead or like to get more camera time. So they'd probably be really dramatic. But I mean, I stay true to myself. That's who I am. My mom and I do just stay true to ourselves because I don't want to misrepresent who I am, and so I just don't want to misrepresent.
So you find people. Yes.
Yeah. So I would probably say some people would be extra, to try and get more camera time. But I feel but you just have to stay true to yourself, and that's what my mom and I did, because what you see is basically what you get. Except, I mean, they do have a way of exaggerating things. Like, I guess, like I was kind of made out to be like the underdog and a weak dancer. Whenever I feel like I was a great dancer, like I worked so hard to get to where I am. So it was really hard for people to actually see me really dance. That's why I started my YouTube channel. I was like, people need to see me actually dance, because they would show parts of me dancing that weren't always the best because I was like in rehearsal or something, and they would sometimes put like your bad things in, and it just makes people think that, oh yeah, she's not so great of a dancer. So that's why I put other dance videos out so that I could show them, no, look, I can actually dance. Like, this is what I do. So I would probably say that. But also, I act during dancing. Also, I act with dancing. So it was already a part of me before I started acting, I would say.
Yeah.
Just feeling the emotions and everything. It's all kind of connected.
Yeah, I guess that's the only problem. Like, I don't watch a lot of reality shows just because it's kind of an oxymoron in that way when they say, like, reality then show. Because in a way it's not reality. They manipulate a lot of, I guess that's what you're saying, because I'm guessing they manipulate a lot of the camera, the editing, to make it look like something is happening when it's not. Does that sound?
Yeah, they can definitely edit. They can definitely edit. There's some episodes that I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe like they edited this way or that way. But honestly, whenever it comes down to the day, like most of the time, what you see is what you get. Like, our cast was very dysfunctional. A lot of the things that you saw on TV, you saw a little part of the story. You didn't always see the full story. So sometimes, even though it was a little thing, they could have made it look bigger than it was. But sometimes they would make like a small scene, like a small part, and it was probably something huge that led to a huge argument or something. Like, if you see a huge argument, usually they'll show you like little pieces that led up to that. But really there was like a lot happening before that. So it kind of makes people look crazier whenever, there were a lot of things that happened beforehand that they don't always show.
Yeah. I was wondering something when I was sort of preparing for this interview. You spent being on the show. The show is called Dance Moms, so I'm guessing you spent probably a lot more time, I guess, filming with your mom than you did with your dad. How do you think being on Dance Moms with your mom has affected your relationship between you guys?
I would probably say our relationship has stayed the same. Like, my mom and I spent a lot of time with each other, and we actually get along pretty well. I know a lot of teenage kids, and I don't know, I just feel like a lot of kids in general don't always get along with their moms, and I have a really good relationship with her. Like, I mean, we stick together. We're a team.
Mm-hmm. What about your dad?
Like, we have our moments.
Sorry.
But no, you're good. We have our moments, but we definitely, like, for the most part, we're good. Like, we like each other.
Mm-hmm. I guess the risk is if you guys do start fighting, then that's just going to be an opportunity for the crew to come over and start filming.
Actually, yeah, I guess so, but we never really had that. I mean, sometimes I'd get frustrated or something. You know, being a teenager, you get moody sometimes, and I mean, my mom was just like, you know, you don't have to worry about that, and she would always be there for me. So I didn't have to really worry about that. I wasn't really scared about that. I know some of the other people probably were nervous about being seen on camera, like, fighting with their moms, but I never really, like, fought with my mom like that. Like, I'm not allowed to fight with my mom like that.
Yeah.
But you said something about my dad, like, my relationship with him.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I guess now that you spend more time with your mom, how does that affect your relationship with your dad in that case? Right.
My dad and I, we're super close. I'm like dad's little princess. Like, I'm definitely like my daddy's little girl.
Okay.
So whenever I come home and stuff, no, literally, I'm like, he's a proud dad. Like, he's probably like my number one fan, and he supports me through everything that I do. And even though I might not see him as much as my mom, since we're always traveling, we still keep in contact. Like, he'll text me and everything. He always, like, comes out and visits whenever, like, he has time and off from work. So it's great. And whenever every few months or, like, a few times a year, we'll go to lunch together and just, like, catch up on everything, and it's really fun. Like, we'll go to, like, a nice restaurant, and, like, a nice restaurant downtown, and we'll just, like, talk over stuff that's been going on, over, like, my hopes and dreams and my goals, and trying to set them. Like, oh my gosh, actually, this is funny.
Yeah.
So the most recent one the most recent lunch that I had with him. We went to a restaurant, and he was like, "Oh, so what do you want to do, Nia? Like, what do you want next?" And I was like, "Well, I already did, like, the first. Well, did I do the first? No, I was about to go in for The Bold and the Beautiful as a guest star." And I was telling him, I was like, I really, really, really want to continue with the show so I can get an apartment out in LA. I was like, my goal for the summer is to get an apartment out in LA. He was like, the only way you can do that is if you book a job, Nia. I was like, okay. He was like, because you need to pay for it, and it needs to be substantial. It needs to be something that you can actually, like, do. Like, you have to, like, work for it.
Are you emancipated?
Like, okay. No, I'm not, actually.
Okay.
And he was like, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make it a goal to get an apartment. And the next time I went out to LA, I called him and I was like, I booked a job. I can get an apartment. So it was amazing.
You guys have a sheet that's like, goal reached.
Yeah, it was like literally within a week. I was like, the next week I called him. I was like, hey, Dad, I booked a job.
Yeah.
He was like, really? I thought it was going to take longer than that. He wasn't expecting it so soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually I guess people who go out there, it's like it takes like years and years. But I mean, I guess because of Dance Moms, you already had the connections, I'm guessing.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, so let's talk about Bold and the Beautiful. You just became a series regular, you just said?
Yes.
Okay.
I just became a series regular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And describe your character. I haven't seen much of the show. But so let's talk about, so who do you play, I guess?
I am the newest Forrester intern. My name is Emma on the show. It was really cool getting my name because I was like, oh my gosh, like I have a different name. Like I've always gone by Nia. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a character.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
You don't get to see. I can't say too much yet because I can't say much about it.
You need the script
it's a really
first.
cute character. I remember going in on set. I was excited but super nervous because this is like my first acting show job that I'm doing. So I wanted to just be perfect and nail it. And I was like, okay, well that can tap into my new intern because I'm kind of like not an intern, but like I'm like new to the job. So I'm like, I want to make sure that I do right on my first day at Forrester Creations. So I was like, I just channeled that, like the little nervous energy a little bit.
You're an intern at what type of company is it?
It's actually a fashion house.
A fashion house, okay.
So Forrester Creations is a fashion house.
And you're an intern at the fashion house. That's awesome. So how's it like working? I've sort of heard, I guess, in like different classes, like how working on a soap opera is. I think it's sort of like you're working like every day and you get a new script every day and you have to memorize it very quickly. Is it? So from what's your experience on working on a soap opera?
It's really cool. I would have to say it's very challenging, just to let you know, because you shoot 2 episodes a day, and that's, it's crazy, but it's amazing. And they shoot very fast. You do a few takes, well, not even a few takes. Like sometimes you only do 1 take, but sometimes you'll do 2. They go very fast. I'd probably say the schedule is like really cool. It's like a 9-to-5 job. It's right like near the Grove. It's really cool. And just doing it, like I'm learning so much from the other actors on set. They're so good at what they do, so I'm really learning a lot from them. And I am really excited I get to keep up with this because it's going to help me so much in the long run for acting as well because of the experience and learning lines so fast, because I've already kind of mastered dancing and learning that quickly. Now I'm getting into acting and learning my lines quickly instead of like my dance routine. So now it's by acting my lines really fast. So I'm excited I could use a different part of my brain.
Yeah. Who are your favorite actresses? Like, who do you look up to?
Octavia Spencer. Just
Octavia Spencer.
Amazing. Yeah, just amazing. There's so many more. But
what do you like her
in? The Help. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's amazing.
One of my favorite movies ever. My manager, she was like, you have to watch this movie, because I don't know why I never saw it, but she was like, you have to watch this movie, you have to. So a few years ago I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite movies ever. So well done. And so I would probably say I really look up to her a lot. And actually my acting coach, Richard Brander, he worked with her, Octavia Spencer. So I was like, that's really cool as well. I would love to get to meet her one day.
Yeah, I'm guessing, given that you're in the same business, I'm guessing you probably will.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm like, I would love for that to happen.
So, let's talk about, there's something when I was looking around, I saw, so you mentioned your YouTube channel before.
Yes.
When you started your channel, what was your intent in starting the channel? I think you said something about showing the world that,
Yes. So on the show, again, like I said, you only get to see little parts of our lives. So you don't ever get to see everything. You don't always get to see my personality. You don't get to see what I like to do, really. Like, you get to see part of my life as a dancer, and you don't really get to see like what my other interests are. So whenever I started my YouTube channel, I did like my morning routine, and I did like my fitness routine.
I saw a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, music videos I posted. I posted more dance videos, posted stuff with my family, like family vacation and vlogs and just what I'm up to, so people can actually like see into my life and see who I really am. So I think that's really fun for people to see, especially since now I'm not on the Dance Moms anymore. It's another way for them to follow me and catch up on like what I'm doing and how everything's going. So, and I'm usually like pretty honest with my fans. Like, I posted a video in October, I think it was October, whenever the show just ended, and I'm like basically like crying in my vlog, but I was really emotional because I was like, the show was ending, and I was like, it was like a bittersweet kind of thing. It's like an end of an era. So I was like, okay, like, and I posted it. I wasn't going to post it, and I was like, you know, I should just post it because my fans have stuck with me the whole time, so I should share this. So it's really cool that I got to do that.
You seem like a really honest person.
Yeah, no, like what you see is what you get. I just want to be true to myself.
Well, I have to mention something I saw. There's a video that I came across that this is probably the most significant thing I bring up in this entire interview, but I saw the video where you played Fortnite for the first time ever.
Yeah.
How was that? That was because you went from so I just imagine sort of dancing to family vacations, and then out of nowhere there's this video of just, okay, it's Nia playing Fortnite. I thought it was
hilarious. My little brother, so my little brother edits all my videos because I really don't have time and I don't know how to edit any of my videos. So my little brother edits. Actually, I do pay him. He doesn't ask for money, but I do pay him. I give him some. And I give him something. And I was like, what should I do for a YouTube video? He's like, play Fortnite. And I'm like, really? And he was like, yeah, do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I don't even know how to play Fortnite. He was like, it's Fortnite mobile. Do it. It just came out. You should try it. And I was like, okay. So we made it into a YouTube video. So, so that was really fun to do. He was making fun of me the whole time because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah. Is it, was the game, are you like a big fan now, or was it like a one-time, it's like, okay, I don't understand this. This is it. I'm done.
I'm a little better at it now, I would say. Not much. Not much. I would say like 1% better.
So you've had some practice.
I had some practice. I know how to control the controller sometimes in some areas. Not all the time, but in some ways. So I'm mastering it a little bit at a time. Whenever my older brother comes back from school, he's in college right now, but whenever he comes back for the summer, I'm going to have to play Fortnite with him because he's pretty good at it. He's pretty good at it. So
you have a goal.
He can give me some tips.
So I'm guessing you have a new goal, which is beating your brother.
Yes, exactly. I think he's made it to like number 2 before
on
Fortnite. I don't think I've made it past like 30.
Wait, so he made it. Wait a second.
Sad.
Wait, so he made it to 2. Wait, so he said you just said he didn't make it to 2, but you made it to 30?
No, he made it to 2.
Oh, okay. That makes
but
sense.
I don't think I ever passed 30. So I think I got a long way to go.
I hope that I hope that works out. I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah. So moving on, some other videos I saw. There's a one-word video where you were teaching people how to dance like Beyonce.
Yes.
Now I have. Yeah. So what qualifies you to teach people how to dance like Beyonce? Did you do a lot of research into that one? Yeah.
So what the funny thing was, my friend Marissa Rachel, she is a YouTuber, and she does like she has a ton of videos, and they're really cool. But we were at this event one time, and she was like, she just broke out. No, we were on set for Ready, Set, Style, like a digital show that we were doing.
Yeah.
And on set, a single lady starts playing, and she literally just breaks out into the single lady dance. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like, come join me. And I'm like, I don't know the dance. And I was like, okay, like, fake Beyonce fan. I'm like, I love Beyonce, but like, how can you even call me like a Beyonce fan if I don't even know the single ladies dance?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to learn it because I am a Beyonce lover. So we made it into a video, and she taught me how to learn the Beyonce dance. So the single ladies dance, that was really fun. I would not say I'm qualified to teach it to many people, but I can teach it to people who, you know, want to learn some of it.
Yeah, you can start a class.
I don't think I'm qualified to teach it to Beyonce, but
not to Beyonce. No. Do you think if like I feel like a great Omaze experience would be like Beyonce will teach you how to dance. Wouldn't that be?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that sounds really amazing. So
just to meet Beyonce, would be amazing. Just to like say hi to her.
Yeah, you get to say hi to Beyonce, and then you get to walk away. That's the experience.
Yeah, that's a life goal made.
Yeah, somebody would buy that though. That's the thing. There's somebody out there who would be like, you know what? $10, it's worth it just to say hi.
It's worth it just to say hi. Absolutely, it's worth it.
Yeah. So I also see that you posted a lot about prom. Do you
yes.
What about prom? What's something about prom that sort of brings you into it, that like entices you?
I like to dress up, and I love makeup. I like sparkles. I feel like prom is just like so awesome. So I don't know if you saw this, but my boyfriend asked me to prom. He did a promposal. I don't know if you saw that, but it was pretty awesome. I still have it set up in my house because I still can't get over it. So it's still there. But
what happened? What was the?
Cool.
So he proposed to you. So like, what was the whole event like? How did he do it?
Okay, so I opened up the door to my apartment, and I was like the lights were all turned off. There's like literally like rose petals. I'm like, Mom, this is the wrong apartment. I think we opened up the wrong apartment. She was like, Nia, just go in. And she had like the camera running, and I was like, okay. So I walked in, and then I started hearing singing. I started hearing people sing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's in my house. And I'll go upstairs, and there's like a lot of candles, and it says prom with a question mark. And it was so cute. And my boyfriend was singing with a few of his friends, and it was the cutest thing ever. And then he said, will you go to prom with me? And of course I said yes, because I mean, that was like amazing. And yeah, so that's what happened, and it was amazing. It was really cute. They were like serenading me.
That's awesome. There was this one story I heard where it was like this guy, he like went all out. He got balloons. He got the band to play for this girl, and he got his niece to ask her to prom, and she said no.
I couldn't even imagine that. Like, I feel like just say yes in the moment and then tell him later, like, nah, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, I think she did. I think he did that, but that's heartbreaking.
That is. Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
So your YouTube channel looks great, and
thank you.
So and then let's talk about. So you also sing. You do that?
Yes, I do.
That's a thing you do. It's a gig.
Yes, it is. It is.
So you have it's like it's not that big of a deal. It's just on the side, but yeah, I do it. But so yeah, it's so you have What?
No, I was gonna say singing is probably like a huge. I mean, everything's a huge part of me, but singing is definitely a huge part of me as well, because last year, I think on my birthday, I released one of my songs, and the video went to #1 on the iTunes chart in 24 hours, which was amazing. I was like, that's the best
awesome.
birthday gift ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that was cool.
Mm-hmm. I listened to the songs. I really liked the one of Star in Your Own Life. I like that one.
Thanks. That's my first song that I have.
Yeah, I like it because it seemed like, because it was about, I guess, I interpreted it as, you go out and take control of what you want to do. That's what I sort of got from it. Was that sort of the idea you had in mind?
Yeah, actually, Star in Your Own Life was like a little saying that my mom, like a little quote my mom would always tell me. So that really like came from her. And I literally went into my session to write the song, and I was like, can we put this in the song and not like have it sound cheesy? And they were like, yeah, of course. So I kind of like wrote the song in a way. So that little part, and I was like, it kind of like blew up in the song. I'm like, oh my gosh, like literally like our words like in a song. It was really cool how they did it, and it was really awesome to be a part of that experience, because I told them I want to make the song just positive. I want people to feel great listening to it. I want it to motivate people, and they were like, okay then, let's make a song like that. And I think that's exactly what the song does. It makes people happy.
Yeah. Why did you choose pop as a genre? Like, out of all the genres, like, was that the one? Was that your sort of favorite genre of music, or was there something about pop that brought it to you?
I would definitely say it's my favorite style of music, genre of music. I would probably I said style like it was dance, like that's like dance is a style.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're gonna have to choose between one. If you had, it's like you're gonna start getting confused. You're gonna start going around dancers and saying, you'll be like, okay, so my favorite genre of dancing, and they're gonna be like, what are you talking about, Nia? So yeah. So if you did have to choose one, like theoretically, I know you can do both, obviously, but if you had to choose singing or dancing, which one would you choose?
That's so hard. That's really hard, because both of them are part of me. I don't know if I could really like choose between them, because they both bring different things to the table, you know?
So you can't choose.
I can't choose.
Okay.
I wish I could, but I cannot.
Well, when you start telling people my favorite genre of dance is, then I guess you'll know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this was so much fun, Nia. I had a blast. I hope you did too.
Thank you so much for having me on here. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Share stuff.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.